Hello, my name is Mackenzie and welcome to my channel for my third speed build video for The Sims 4. This is a sort of rustic Tudor style house. It initially started off, well, the plan initially was for it to be sort of like a Victorian build, and then I got the idea I'd rather maybe do something like a barn that was converted into a house, and then you will see that throughout the build for like a good amount of time. See, I'm painting the exterior red here, and I really wanted to do the barn thing, and then I was looking for some more detailing in the siding, and I found a texture that I liked so much I wound up changing everything. Well, kind of, at least the coloring wise or style wise, but not necessarily in the shape of the build. Anywho, rambly. Pardon my noobishness. This is, like I said, my third video. Narrating does not come naturally to me necessarily, so I'm trying to do my best to not be boring. I hope that I achieve that. I've been really loving doing these builds for these videos, and I hope maybe to do also some Create-A-Sim videos. I love spending time in Create-A-Sim almost as much as I like building, and maybe even some Let's Plays in the future. So I hope that you'll consider subscribing and sticking around to check out future content. And please feel free to leave comments. I'd love to, get to know other people in the YouTube community as well. Other people who enjoy Sims building videos, or just feel free to leave a comment, introduce yourself. I'm very happy to see any comments coming my way. So I promise to be nice. I'm a pretty nice person. pretty unintimidating. So this house, as it took shape, I wanted it to look very lived in, and you'll especially see when the landscaping portion starts, that I wanted everything to look kind of overgrown, like everything had been there for years. Like, I imagine that the Sim who lives in this house, like maybe their grandparents lived here, and their parents, and now they live there, and their kids will live there. Just a very eclectic and lived in feel, and very homey. Just trying out some different roofing textures, and I settle on sort of like a shingle, using some of the base game fencing that I felt worked the best with this house. Instead of using a pre-made double door, I do wind up using two single doors, and I do that quite a bit later, or have been doing it quite a bit lately, to just take two single doors side by side and flip the directions. So, and instead of trying to make their two door options work, because they're kind of limited in the game. So that's something that I'd definitely like to see more of in the future. Adding some flower boxes, and I love flower boxes. I have to hold myself back from using too many flower boxes. Like, I would put them on every single window, like, without hesitation. So it's definitely something I've just gotta hold it in, rein it in, Kinsey. Don't overdo it. Actually, looking back, I like the barn look of it. I like this, but I found something that I liked even better. So I'm gonna have to revisit this whole barn idea in the future, because it looks pretty cute, if I do say so myself. So just deciding where I want the yard to go. It's a big yard. This is a lot in Windenburg. I don't, I think it's called Rustic something. So it totally lends itself to the idea of what I wanted to do in this build. And it's so, like, it's a super awesome lot where you kind of like overlooking a pond with like swans and ducks. It's really great. If you have a sim that's, likes to be in nature, loves the outdoors, maybe. I didn't put too much stuff in this yard. I like when I'm building, and this might seem like a cop out, but it's absolutely the truth. I like to leave some wall space. I like to leave, if I can, garden space or even maybe floor space with inside the house, so that you can add in the things that your sim is going to need or that your sim accumulates. As you're playing the game, you're going to mount fish, you're going to take pictures and take pictures of experimental food in the new Dine Out pack. Oh, this is sidebar. This is where I change everything to gray. Well, first it's white, then it's a different white, and then it's gray, but to be technical about it. But yeah, this is where I change from a barn to something else, because I just really, really loved that get together, that pattern from Get Together, that I put on the roof portions. Anyway, so about, yes, all the things that your sim can accumulate in the game, you need space for. And that's why I left the backyard mostly empty. The way I see it is this would be for like a sim that gardens, and so they need a lot of space for their garden. But maybe you want to put in monkey bars or a jungle gym or something else entirely. One of the water slide from the backyard stuff pack, like whatever you want to do. I'd like to leave room for you to be able to do that. And just trying to add as much detail as I can to the exterior of the build, because I really wanted, again, this to look very, very lived in. And, that's the difference between a sort of traditional build versus like the modern look is, it's not new. Your Sims have accumulated things over the years, and the garden has grown up, and there's just lots of stuff around. So that's what I'm focusing on, making everything look very. This is where I'm landscaping the crap out of everything, making it look like there's like weeds growing or flowers all growing up around the fence and the trees. And something that I wish that I had in this build and just in Sims 4 in general that I really miss is the sprinklers. I loved like the Sims playing in the sprinklers. That is something that was so fun to watch. I had this childish grown-up Sim who just like I could not, every time I'd be like, where is she? What's she doing? She'd be like out back playing in the sprinklers, and they would do that thing where they kind of like smack themselves on the butt, which I never understood, but I do miss seeing that. I hope that the sprinklers come back at some point. So maybe if we ever get a seasons type pack for Sims 4, that'd be something that we would see. So fingers crossed. Because that's a good bit of fun, jumping around in the sprinklers and giving yourself a smack on the tush. It's exciting times for Sims. So reining it in, deciding to let's not overdo the landscaping too hard, and getting ready to jump into the interior of the build. I think I might have taken a little quick break at this point. Anytime we're gonna come back and resume. There we go. Oh yeah, I wanted to put some gardening tools on the outside, but it didn't make I was struggling with that hose forever, and then I just gave up and let it be like high up on the side of the house, even though that kind of doesn't make sense. But I feel like it's the kind of house, that's the style of the house that would have a high foundation. Using this, I don't know what it is, like sort of archway kind of thing from Get Together, and I don't know if I like it, to be honest. I left it out of the front part, and I'm not even entirely sure I want to leave it in the back parts. It may not be in the final downloaded version on the gallery, even though I have play tested this build already. I haven't uploaded to the gallery. That's what I do, like the last thing before I upload the build is upload the video, that is. I'll upload the build and then upload the video. So, okay, now we're moving into the exterior, and I had wanted to make this a little bit bigger than it turned out, but it just didn't shake out that way. So that's okay. I'm still very happy with the outcome on this build, but I was hoping to make it a little bit bigger than it came out. But I wouldn't sacrifice like the style of the house to make the place bigger necessarily. So it does wind up being 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, kitchen, dining room combo, and the living room. So just throwing in some lighting. The lights I chose intentionally. Everything in terms of the decor of the house is sort of old-fashioned. I didn't want it to be at all modern. I wanted it to be very eclectic and maybe even slightly outdated in its looks. And so that's why I picked that kind of, maybe, I wouldn't say ugly. It's not ugly, but it's definitely not like fresh and new and modern. So and when I say that, I mean that hanging light, the hanging lights that I chose. So downstairs, this is the bathroom that I'm sorting out right now. I just did a little 2-piece bathroom. You can totally fit a shower in here if you want the second shower. I love a second shower if I have more than one sim. Because I don't like to have to wait for one sim to get out of the shower when I want one to jump in. But there's definitely room if you shuffle some things around, but I wanted to keep it to be like a little 2-piece bathroom on the first floor. Did all kinds of different window treatments for the house. Again, didn't want anything to be too matchy-matchy or too well put together, because it's just not that sort of house. And so I even used those, like, okay, those curtains definitely, I would go as far as to say that they're ugly, but they're ugly cute. Sometimes things that are ugly are just cute. So that's where I went with that. That's where my head was at least. So very, very cabinetry driven. That's not what I want to say at all. Just heavy on the cabinetry, tons of it. I was kind of thinking of, like, when it came to the interior, I was kind of thinking of a house of some folks that I used to know in real life. Like they had this sort of like passed down through the generations lake house that they lived in, and there's just, I mean, and there's had a lot more stuff in it than this winds up having, but there was just like lots and lots of cabinets, and I like doing that sometimes, just making cabinets even going as far as like they're over the door, they're everywhere. So I like the way it looks in the end. What happens here is I meant to color the stairs something different, but I wound up taking the default color of the stairs by accident and painting the entire floor in that. And it's not what I meant to do, but I liked it, so I just went with it and I kept it. And this is like the final color of the downstairs, or the bottom floor. You may hate it, and I can understand. Like, again, like there, a lot of the decor choices that I made this time around was I kind of like purposely wanted it to be a little bit ugly, but like in a cute way. So I hope that I accomplished the in a cute way part and not just the ugly part. It's an easy fix though. It's a super easy fix if you hate it. Of course, like, just paint it another color, paint it white, but I like it. I went with it. I enjoyed it. Decided to do a full dining room table and took out some of the chairs and made them kind of mismatched. Like maybe they bought that table like 20 years ago and then like lost one of the chairs and one of them broke. And now they've got sort of matching chairs, but not really matching chairs. Of course, a build this age would have a fireplace, and I went ahead and put the TV over the fireplace. Lots of artwork on the wall. Again, all about the idea of like them having accumulated a lot of artwork. But I still wanted to leave room, like in the bedrooms and throughout the build, for your Sims to be able to put up their own pictures and stuff. I don't know if you've tried it yet. I haven't done it as much as I would have liked to, but the photos of the experimental food and Dine Out, like they come out like really artistic and cool looking, at least the ones that I've taken so far. So if you haven't done that, strongly recommend taking your Sims out to eat and making sure to remember to take photos of the experimental food, because they make some really, really pretty wall art for your Sim houses, especially the caviar seashells things. That's a dessert that's on the experimental menu. And this couch, I forget about it because it's a locked item, so I don't use it as much, but it's actually just a good little couch, and it has a strong focusing aura. So it's really nice if you need your Sims focused. Which I don't know why they would really need to be focused watching TV, but maybe they could while they were on the computer. I chose like an old computer because I don't imagine that the Sims that live in this house would be like super into using the computer. Like they maybe be the kind of Sims that like you have to stand over them and go, no, click here, no, no, double click, no, you know what I mean? like, oh, you don't know how to use a computer. So, and that's a dining room table. They can get around that. I've play tested it. I wanted to make sure, and they can totally get around still, no problem. So that's cool. Again, making room for the closet. Love the closet. Gotta have it. In the last video, I talked about how much I love that closet item and how useful I think it is, and I forgot to mention one of the things that's useful about it, besides like woohooing and making out and changing clothes and kids playing in it, which is like some of the cutest possible animations in the game, is crying. One of the more recent games that I played was the Legacy Challenge, and part of the Legacy Challenge is that your Sims die a lot because you're playing, generation after generation, and every time like I would have a sim die or something happen. Of course, if a sim dies, there's just a 3-day sad moodlet, and there's really not very much that you can do to combat that. But any other situation where your sim is embarrassed or sad, if they have a good cry in the closet, that will cut down on the length of time that sad buff lasts, which it's a bummer. It's a bummer buff. I don't like seeing my sim sad. I'm not. I'm like not a super big drama player in The Sims, which is something I might have to change if I do decide to do Let's Plays in the future. Doing a kid's bedroom now and an adult's bedroom. Haven't been really talking about the build because I've been rambling on about different things. Loving, I just love that new art that came with the kids, and I know that one item, like the wall art item that I put in the adults room, is from the kids pack, but I don't care because I like it. So you remembering to put the night light, because it's so annoying when my sim kids are waking up constantly because they're afraid of monsters. Putting in the upstairs bathroom now. Just kind of, I liked the way that little angle, just did that little angle there. Just makes a little bit of interest. A really simple, clean, white and silver bathroom. I like the light that get together window with the shutters brings in. This is my favorite part of the whole thing. Is I put this little seating area with the lemonade maker thing from the backyard stuff pack, so your Sims can sit out on the porch and drink some lemonade or some iced tea, have a nice time, enjoy the beautiful outdoor view. Put in some wind chimes in the back and in the front. I wish we had a porch swing. That would have been perfect. Perfect. And I didn't like the siding that I picked originally, so I changed it, and then I changed it again to a gray. And then earlier at one point I had changed all the windows to gray, and then I changed them back. Just trying to make sure that there's enough contrast. So just about to be finished here. Gonna just do a little bit more landscaping and little flowers, make it look like they've grown up around that thing. A few garden pots, but I do anticipate you'd want to add more at some point. So this is the finished product, and now we are getting ready to pop into the screenshots. Yeah, here we go. So this is a sim cooking in the kitchen, so it shows that it does indeed work. The living room. Love the lighting, of course. The kids' room with the little green dinosaur that's so cute. The blue adults' room. And the upstairs bathroom. So that's the exterior, and thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video and have a wonderful day.